Good day, monkeys. I'm Eddie Braverman. That's Midas Mulligan Magoo, and this is episode 35 of Not Safe for Work on WallStreetOasis.com. Today we're discussing the hottest topic on WSO this week, or last week, and that was the death penalty debate after the execution of Troy Davis in Georgia. Now, I have to admit, dude, I was pretty reluctant to talk about this when you first proposed it. I just think this is one of those topics where you're either for or against, and nothing anyone says is going to change your mind. But I suppose I can at least explain my stance on the issue, because I think some of the readers thought I was kidding in the comments on the thread. First and foremost, I'm against the death penalty for a variety of reasons, but chief among them is the fact that I'm pro-life. I mean, that's just who I am. Now, I'm not militantly pro-life. It's just a personal belief system that I don't impose on anyone or think less of anyone if they don't agree. But I think you'd have to be a real shitheel to be in favor of abortion if you were yourself adopted, as I was. So that's just me. And my pro-life stance extends to the death penalty. I find it curious that so many of the militant anti-abortion types can be such cheerleaders for the death penalty. It just seems like a fundamental disconnect in their belief system to me. And it blows me away that a country that identifies itself as a Christian nation, can rank number 5 in the world in executions. I'm no Bible scholar by any means, but, Jesus put a stop to every execution that happened around him. And these people who claim to live by that book seem to conveniently forget, let he who has not sinned cast the first stone.
Oh, my God.
As I said in my comments on the thread, my biggest problem with the death penalty is in its application. A poor person convicted of the same crime as a rich person is 10 times more likely to receive the death penalty. A black person is 4 times more likely to receive the death penalty than a white person convicted of the same crime. African Americans make up roughly 12% of the population in the U.S., yet 2/3 of death row inmates are black. And I just don't see how a country that prides itself on equality doesn't see a problem with that. Am I missing something?
Yeah. You're missing pretty much the whole fucking point, man. It's like, you know how people say you're comparing apples to oranges? Well, you're kind of comparing My Little Pony to, like, Mustang Mistlecock over here, man. You can't compare the death penalty to abortion, bro. A fetus hasn't gone out and killed anybody. A fetus isn't in a fucking gang. They're not a career criminal. It's disputable, hell, whether this shit's even a person or not, man. People on death row are there because they killed somebody, and they probably killed a lot of people before that and never just got caught. Now, just to address the pro-life issue, because I think that's a really interesting topic. I'm pro-life as well. However, this is one of those issues that no matter how much us guys want to have an opinion on it, it's a woman's thing. It's her body. It's, at the same time, I have to kind of be flexible on it and kind of be pro-choice as well, just because I'm not the one that's getting a vacuum cleaner hooked up to my pussy. You know what I mean? So, hey, well, just for those who don't know what it actually is, that is what it is, and that's why some of us are against it. But anyway, let's not go there. But the death penalty is not a matter of morals or values or religion. It's just a deterrent. I mean, attacking Christianity or mentioning Christianity or any other religion really has nothing to do with it. And on the same token, I think the people who kind of try to play up Islam as being violent because of all these executions, again, they're all societal issues. It's a deterrent mechanism of some regime, of some form of government trying to keep people away from committing violent crimes.
But
so
it's a terrible deterrent, dude.
That's disputable. That's why I think we should go back to public hangings, stonings, burning people at the stake. None of this gentle ass fucking needle in the veins and you slip off into a coma kind of shit. Like, if you're really gonna use it as a deterrent, make people really fucking scared of it, And I think that's the issue that we're facing today on a lot of subject is we're kind of pussyfooting, do we want it? Do we not want it? Listen, if you're going to kill people, fucking crush them with a hammer over the fucking head.
You know what? Yeah, I can get behind that, dude. I mean, like I said in the comments, if in my mind, if you want to make it just, a member of the victim's immediate family has to carry out the execution. To me, that's justice. This bullshit, letting the state do it, stick a needle in the guy's arm, Exactly, man. You're pussyfooting. It's revenge by proxy. It's bullshit, if you ask me. Let the victim's family, the people who have been directly wronged, let them take care of the problem. And if they're unwilling, then boom, life in prison.
Well, see, I can't get behind you on that for the simple fact that a lot of times you're gonna have scenarios where the aggrieved people are not people who can go out and handle something like this on their own. Like, let's use for an example, let's say this cop that got killed. Let's say he's got a young wife, they've got 3 kids. Are we really going to make a woman who just, was made a widow and has to raise 3 kids by herself go out and on top of that kill a dude, and then go back to being a parent?
That's my point. No. Well, but you give her the choice. Give her the choice.
Well, yeah, I'm for the choice for her to be able to say, all right, fine, I'll let the state do it because I am paying the state anyway out of my paycheck, so I don't have an issue with that. What I do have an issue with is, self-reputed fucking libertarians like yourself, constantly trying to get the government to take care of shit and change shit when it doesn't fit your personal goals or values. The government has to be the one who regulates society. You can't have a society where people are the government literally. Those are the theories behind fucking socialism and little kid fucking in the playgroundism. That shit's not for real. You have to have some kind of authoritative body, and in those areas, the voters should decide what they really want to have. Obviously, we have areas where the death penalty is not practiced and is very frowned upon. And we have areas where it's very accepted and in some cases considered to be a good thing. So the way the system works now is far from perfect, but I don't have an issue with it. Also, even though nobody will ever discuss this in politics or in any of these kind of debate shows, the issue you brought up with race is another boohoo fucking who thing. There's serious issues dealing with raising young men in the black community. And when you say that, you've automatically, put a swastika on your face and become a Nazi and become a racist. And a lot of these issues are made around the case that there's some kind of racism in the system, which there may be on a case-to-case basis. But we've gone way, way, way past the Jim Crow era. We're way, way advanced. There's a lot of issues, especially in business, hell, on Wall Street, where it's a huge advantage to be an underrepresented minority, even if you're not qualified. So, when we start with that whole 12%, which is 100% and all that, man, that's bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. If you're in jail, if you're on death row, you did not accidentally walk down the street, slip, and your dick fell into somebody's eye and you fucking crushed their brain. Yeah, you were there for a reason.
No, I'm not even going to debate you on that because that's true, but there is a vast chasm in attorney talent between some dipshit public defender and, F. Lee Bailey. So, okay. You can't even make that argument.
No, I mean, money talks, baby. What do we talk about every day? Why are these guys over here that are watching us right now sitting in a cubicle for 100 hours being somebody's coffee errand bitch, They want to get that money, so that way when they make the right decision and they listen to Midas a few years down the road and they kill their fucking wives when they try to divorce them for half they can afford, the best defense they need.
Amen. Well, like I said, I don't think we've probably swayed anybody. The people that are in favor are in favor. Another thing that cracks me up is this debate with Rick Perry the other night. He says he fried a couple hundred people or whatever, and the crowd goes wild. And it's like, I sit here and everybody's gonna say, "Oh gosh, European socialist" or whatever. But I sit back and I go, I wonder to myself what it is about the American psyche that makes us celebrate that which makes us backwards. I just don't get it. I get the whole fuck you to the rest of the world and all that, but it's like, really, this is what we're going to cheer about? That we're fucking frying people right and left?
Can you explain something to me? Why are things that human beings have done for thousands of years automatically supposed to be looked at as backwards and primitive just because you and the people who think the way you do don't agree with them?
Well, because you just answered your own question. You just answered your own question a couple minutes ago with the Jim Crow laws and everything else. It's called evolution, bro. You figure out what has gone wrong in the past and you quit doing it.
Paint everything with a black and white brush.
Dude, it's not a race thing, and I'm just using that as an example.
I'm using black and white as an example of simplifying things that are very, very complex. You can't just simply say, this fucked up, we change it like this, now it's better. There's a million other variables along the way. There are the variables of people thinking that, hey, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna commit murder, I'm gonna kill me a fucking pig, and ain't nobody gonna do shit about it, cause fuck that. I'm gonna get Al Sharpton to help my ass out. You think that I'm bullshitting, you think I'm making things up? There are a lot of people who think that way. And that's just one small, stupid little fragmental example of how difficult it is to project and quantify reality. And that's the thing you're trying to do when you say that just using the death penalty is wrong, just using this, just going with this or that is wrong. It's simplifying things. Some people need to be scared into acting right. Some people need to be educated into acting right. We can't, as a society, constantly be going around and babying everybody. People have to take responsibility for themselves. People have to raise their kids. People have to have jobs. All these things that we talk about on a daily basis that kind of swing through all these debates that we have. And there are populations of people in this country who don't want to do that, who want the state to do all those things for them. And then when things fuck up, they want to say it's the state's fault. Well, fuck them. That's all a guy like Rick Perry's saying. He's just not really from that mold of coastal liberal kind of theoretical debaters who's going to be able to come and tell you that in an eloquent way that you're used to hearing from a guy like Obama or like a guy like Clinton. But they all support the same system, and they all know that it's not going to change. So how about we focus on the real deal, which is if there are people who are winding up on death row, why are they winding up there? What are they doing to get there? And that's the issue nobody wants to talk about. We're primitive because we execute a guy who kills a cop. Well, guess what? If you kill a cop, you need to be made an example of for the rest of the society. And there's no other way to do it that I know of. If you have a better idea, I'm game to listen.
Well, no, I mean, and it's hard to argue against that because I feel the same way. But, you know, to me anyway, if I were considering a crime, a capital crime, I guess I should say, the death penalty would be less a deterrent to me than the thought of life in prison. To me, that seems like a worse outcome than the death penalty. Maybe it's because the death penalty is just kind of this nebulous thing that's out there that, you know, as frequently as we do it, it still seems somewhat infrequent, even though I think 3 people have been fried in the U.S. since, you know, this guy the other night. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. To me, the notion of prison is a far more negative idea than the notion of getting put to death.
Listen, man, all you need to do is get one big fucking steel cauldron, put it in the middle of every town in the country, keep that shit bubbling and boiling 365 per year. You will see the murder rate, the theft rate, the rate of every single crime go down, because everything should be punished with scalding hot water. It's just a question.
You should run for president, dude. Based on what I'm seeing in the debates,
I could be the king of Alabama in like a day. Any monkeys out there in Alabama that want to hook Midas up with a place to stay and, you know, introduce me to your cousin / brother / mom, come on, man. I could be your king.
You would love Alabama, dude. ain't nothing like the redneck Riviera.
I gotta try it out sometime.
All right. Well, again, I don't know that we've resolved anything, but if anything, we've at least clarified our own positions, and hopefully we've made a few people laugh. I don't have anything else this week. Do you?
Nah, man. I'm done. I'm ready to go drink.
All right, man. I'm way ahead of you there. That's all I got this week. As always, keep your heads low and your powder dry, and we'll see you next week on Not Safe for Work.
Take it easy, boys.